Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for a little Saturday morning React-Toons. So go ahead and grab yourself a bowl of sugary cereal, hot cup of coffee, your favorite drink. If it's in the evening time, something stronger, I won't tell anybody. Because friends, today we are watching Robotech, episode 70, Enter Marlene. I had speculations that she might have survived that initial little salvo that happened at the beginning of the New Generation arc. We'll see if that pays off or if I'm being baited. It could easily. This is Robotech, everybody, so I trust nothing. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, plus it allows me to alert you next time it's time to watch some cartoons. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for some Saturday morning React-Toons featuring Robotech, episode 70, Enter Marlene. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go! Fanfare! Separated. Oh boy. Oh, one of my childhood friends reached out to remind me that we actually had Cyclone toys that fit our GI Joes, like the smaller with 3 3/4 inch size Joes. And I do believe I've got my old Joes somewhere. Played with them with my son and my daughter, so I'm thinking that we might very well have that around. That if I can find that, you damn well can be sure I'm going to show you all. So I'm going to get into that this weekend and see if I can't find it. I do remember a motorcycle. I just never put 2 and 2 together. We'll see. Let's see what we have here, friends.
The Invid Regis finds it necessary to introduce a simulagent.
You guys told me the Regis, right?
This creature is transported inside a crystal cocoon. A creature that will take on the characteristics of a human and provide the Regis with valuable information.
Really? Crystal cocoon?
This simulagent is carefully placed into this desolate environment.
Carefully as it bounces down through the...
Their mission completed, the Invid return to Reflex Point.
So this is like a Terminator. It's Invid, but it looks human.
Hey, Scott, how much longer do...
Cool shot.
Point K is just a few more kilometers straight ahead of us.
Pardon me?
Point K, Rook.
Traveling at night, that's awesome.
You see, it's the place where Admiral Hunter put down to plan an advanced attack base.
Really? An advanced attack base, that's awesome.
2,000 Veritech fighters there to launch an offensive against the enemy's strongholds.
Oh, right. Now that's the way to show them how to do it.
Are they still there?
With 6,000 soldiers in that division, we can't lose. Only the top flight squadrons can be in it, and the commanding officers were handpicked by Admiral Hunter himself.
I don't know.
Hey.
There's no way they're still there. If they're this close, they would have run into patrols and shit like that.
Boys and girls, there it is up ahead. I'm gonna go on and check things out.
All right, Scott, prepare to be disappointed, bud. Now watch the face fall when he sees a destroyed base.
My sensors can't be that off. Well...
Is it hidden?
Hey, look up there.
Yeah. Jesus. Thousands of troops. Thousands of Veritechs.
No.
See, that's the thing, man. The Invid come in force, it's over.
Happened. How is it possible? 6,000 gone.
God bless.
Is anybody there? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Damn, Scott. He put a lot of faith in the fact that Point K might have somebody here. Anybody gonna, like, maybe check on him or like sympathetic hand or something.
Enough is enough.
Huh?
Yeah, for God's sakes, go talk to him. It's not like you all were
You're
strangers
depressing
still.
everyone.
There's a graveyard behind you, Rand. Scott had to go through this, though. He has to come to accept that he's not finding another base. Point K, Wolf, it's him.
We're surrounded by a junkyard of Robotech mecha, the perfect opportunity to look for reflex weapons or even protoculture.
It's a good idea.
Sounds like a good idea.
The Invid don't give a shit about that
How is
stuff.
he?
The protoculture, yeah, but not the actual tech.
I think I'm gonna go over and look at the West Quadrant.
Wait, I'll go with you.
Annie, this might actually be in your wheelhouse here to help out Scott.
Hey, what's the big rush to catch up with me? Not that it bothers me or anything.
It was getting so depressing back there, I thought I'd go out of my mind.
I know what you mean.
Why is Scott so upset that 6,000 people died? The whole planet's dead.
What would it be doing way out here?
Now there's still Invid patrols.
Hey!
Is anybody?
Cool shot of Rand looking like that. That's awesome.
They were here, all right.
It looks like they may have been too close to the advanced base, and when the Invid attacked, they didn't make it.
Is that a new jacket for Rook? There's something different about her. Her hair color looks a little off too in certain frames, but I think it's a new jacket.
Rand, look!
Be careful, Rook.
What do you think that is?
Huh?
Don't touch it.
My hand.
Well, don't touch it.
Rand, do you think the Invid could still be hanging around here somewhere?
We've got to check.
Just saw them walking around.
It's weird. Feels as though I've been through all of this before. Huh?
Really? Rand with some deja vu?
Huh? Come on out.
I'm speculating as to what this is going to be. Title of the episode and all, but this will be interesting.
Huh?
Ruh-roh.
I didn't mean to surprise you, but won't you get your clothes sitting there? I mean, you know, don't you have any clothes that you could put on?
You animal, how could you do that?
What? Oh,
I'll bet she wasn't, you creep.
Tell me, why are you here all by yourself?
that's why she had the jacket. You all have told me why Rook would have jumped to that conclusion, too. Now, if she's supposed to be, like, enter Marlene, she doesn't look like Marlene. Not the one I remember, anyway.
Follow and observe.
God, we gotta figure out a way to shield the protoculture, man.
Make no attempt to contact. As yet.
Yeah, so she's obviously their agent.
Hey, I found a pendant. Scott, look what I found. Isn't it beautiful? Huh?
See, this would be a good time for Annie to become a valued member of the group by...
Hey, did everything go all right?
Sure did.
Find any protoculture?
Even better. Come on, let's go tell Scott.
I like Lancer flying the Alpha. Could find another Alpha, that'd be great.
This is about the best thing that could ever happen to us.
I found food.
It's a new type of fighter I've never seen before. It's great. If we can attach this thing to the back of the Alpha fighter, it'll make it even stronger. It's called, It's a beta fighter. I spent a little time fixing it because it sort of got bent out of shape when the cargo ship was blown apart. Take a look at it.
But that's just a booster, though, right?
Actually, the idea is pretty simple. The beta fighter seems to be just a big booster unit compatible with the Alpha.
Right.
Nice piece of engineering.
Did you find anything, Lancer?
Yes, a couple of Alphas.
What? That is huge.
We'll probably be able to knock the Invid right off this planet.
Well, I got 6,000 reasons why that might not work.
5 lousy fighters won't make any difference against the Invid. They'll all end up like this. What the heck is wrong with you, Scott? Okay, so you feel crummy. So what? We understand, but is that any reason for you to take it out on Annie?
Taking it out on all of you, to be fair.
Have a talk with him, all right? You wait here.
Yeah, Lancer, this might be up to you, buddy.
And we all want to keep traveling with you to help you in your fight against the Invid. They're awesome, and as aliens come, they're probably the worst. Hey, don't you remember what you said? We're all soldiers, and we have to follow orders, whatever the cost, no matter what happens.
Let's get to work on those alphas, Lancer. I want to figure out how they hook up with the beta fighter.
What do you think you're trying to prove, you idiots? There's no way to defeat the Invid. Not now or ever. You're crazy.
This was a crisis of conscience that was coming for quite some time because, like, he had that thing with Wolf, too,
Marlene.
where he thought, you know, he immediately could be folded into Wolf's command and not have to take it himself.
My love, I accept your marriage proposal with all of my heart. I can't tell you what this means to me or how long I've dreamt you would ask. Yes, Scott, I'd be proud to share the rest of my life with you.
Oh, my God.
Leave me here, Scott. Go on, get out of here. That's an order.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine, Johnny.
Yeah, this is all coming to a head for Scott. That's really cool, actually, with that flashback there to Wolf.
Buck, come in. How are you doing in there?
Fine, except for one thing. I'd be happier on the ground.
This is huge. Getting additional mech.
I don't get it, but something's happened to her. It's as though she has amnesia. She's almost forgotten how to talk.
The poor thing. She must have had some terrible experience. Huh?
I mean, they're coming right at him.
Come on, Scott, hurry!
Forget about him and get to your cyclone.
Yeah, Lancer, you're gonna have to take over, bud. Oh my God, we should bring the Alpha out, Lancer. Maybe Lancer's not ready for actual combat in it.
Hey! Hey! You want to get killed?
Do something, Scott.
I have to get under cover.
Whoa, what are we doing here?
Marlene, that's it.
Oh, Scott, I don't care what you see, buddy, but get in there. We need you in the fight. Because, I mean, she's not supposed to look anything like Marlene, right? He's just presupposing or kind of...
All right, who's next?
All right, Scott, if you want to kick ass, kick ass. Oh, shit. How's Rand and how's the Cyclone? Friends that know, what's the difference between the colored Invid, like the maroon kind and the purple kind?
The beta fighter!
Rand, are you legit gonna, like, try out the beta during combat?
Now, let's see. Oh, rats.
He's literally reading the manual.
Come on, will ya?
So let's say just hit the thrust.
Hold on, Rand.
I'm firing all of my missiles again.
How do I slow down?
Well, you should have never sped up. Oh, so much for the beta.
Well, that's what I call a perfect landing.
Dear God. Look at those, red and green.
Our protoculture is at an extremely low level, so we can't risk another tangle with Invid reinforcements.
Oh, that's information that the
You think you
Invid will
can
love.
fly that thing without killing yourself?
Huh? Well, as long as I don't have to turn left or right, I'll be okay.
Good.
Good.
Rook, you take the other Alpha, okay?
Just leave it to me. It'll be a pleasure.
All right, let's go.
Woo.
But their spirits run high as Scott returns to his rightful place as leader in the burning quest for the Invid reflex point.
Now I've only got one thing to worry about. Huh? I only hope this girl doesn't eat peppermint candies. If she does, they'll never be able to tell us apart.
Not a very valid fear, Annie, but okay.
The reception is perfect. Maintain surveillance.
It'd been really cool if the girl had looked up and winked into the camera. Friends, we just finished watching episode 70 of Robotech Enter Marlene, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished watching episode 70 of Robotech Enter Marlene. So, again, I get kind of irritated with myself because I'm getting myself confused for no other reason than I'm just being confusing. So again, when they said Enter Marlene, I got it in my head that like that simul agent or whatever the simulation, whatever it's called, was going to somehow be Marlene. And then whenever she showed up, I'm asking questions that are obviously incorrect. That's not supposed to look like Marlene, right? No, Scott's in throes of grief. And then the other thing I confused myself on was, of course, I thought that I mistook whenever they showed the glinting amulet that Annie found, or the locket that Annie found. I thought he reached out and picked that up. I totally missed him reaching in and pulling it out of his shirt. I had to actually go back and check that. And boy, oh boy, I think I might be too early in the morning for me to be watching these. I thought, oh yeah, I'll be able to sneak in one here super early in the morning. You know what, everybody, I think that I've just proven to myself that I need to at least have more coffee, or definitely the Swiss cheese brain needs to be primed a little bit before I hit these Robotechs. I'm missing beats, man, and that's not good. So of course, and again, I really actually like this. So the locket was not. It was, he pulled it out and was looking at the other locket. The thing is too that there was like a longer message in that locket about finding a wedding dress on a spaceship or in deep space or whatever it was. And I do like that the idea that they're giving Scott something more to tangle with here. Scott is not, I don't want to say Scott's a one-dimensional character, but he hasn't had too many kind of like influencers on him that the group has seen. You know what I mean? He had like a lot front-loaded on this part of the series, but he never really had anything that has transpired since then to kind of really develop his character, at least in the eyes of the group. And I like the idea that he's showing weakness here. And again, call it what you will. I shouldn't call it weakness. I should call it, humanity. The fact that he's actually showing that he's, tearing at the seams here. He's not doing well. And again, really, really excellent choice. I'm not sure if this was part of the original edit of the original property, or if this was something that, Harmony Gold did when they went back through, Masick did, when they put in that little flash of Wolf in there too. That's the theme for Scott. He doesn't want this command. He does not want it, at least to the point where he didn't want it. Maybe he's changing his mind now. But I mean, as soon as he thought he was, let's get to Reflex Point, now it was Point K for the potential, rendezvous with a larger, kind of host. And thinking to himself, then my days of leading this kind of ragtag band of revolutionaries will be over. Much like he thought when he got to Wolf. Well, I'll just fold in with Wolf, and then I'll be taking orders instead of giving them again. So that's the dynamic that I think is interesting for Scott. And now the group sort of knows that, they sort of know that he's on the raggedy edge. They know that, he's suffering from obviously way more trauma than just the loss of, his compatriots as they entered system. There's something more going on. I don't like how the group is a little bit dismissive of the fact that they are literally standing in a graveyard. Now, again, we didn't see skeletons and things like that, but we can only assume that there were 6,000 troops there that are no longer there. And the Invid, I'm sure, would have no concern for, like burying the dead or anything like that. So in addition to like the broken mecha or abandoned mecha, or, the things that, just the state of undress that this base was in, there have to be corpses, I mean, they could be, sun-bleached skeletons or whatever, but I'm assuming we're in a virtual graveyard here. And it was a bit callous for the group to be like, hey, what's the problem? I mean, everything said 21st, which was his Mars group. So, the beta, everything said 21st. So I'm assuming that, he probably would have known at least some of the people that were here, especially since they were part of Hunter's, like advanced, what did they call it? It was really cool. Advanced attack base. So I thought that was really interesting that, we're kind of piling on Scott here a little bit. You know, it's he's been met, especially over the past couple episodes, with like dead end, dead end, dead end. And each one of those dead ends is giving like a reinforcement as to why he's going to remain in charge. Good. It's Robotech, everybody. It's very realistic. We have a lot of kind of, the guilty survivor complex for our guy Scott. Bernard's having a problem, and he has to work through this. I did think they missed an opportunity, and again, this is with the animation. You can't really necessarily make something if you don't have it. This would have been a really cool moment for Annie to kind of show what she could do for the group. If she could have like actually maybe gotten through to Scott, worked as like the counselor, worked as like the shoulder to lean on or cry on, the person that has the ear. And despite her kind of being annoying, if she would be able to tone that down and been able to like really talk to Scott, that would have been a really, really cool move. But again, like we said, there's not much you can do with that. There's not, you have to, you're basically a slave to whatever animation's already been done. So the most you can do is manipulate it through the voice acting and things like that, or using the narrator to kind of bounce things. But if they don't show it, you can't show it. So that's, therein lies the rub. But really cool. And now our group has numerous alphas. We got 2 new alphas. That's a huge thing. Despite the fact that we're not sure how well trained some of these people are in them, we'll have to see. There's no way that I would have given, it looked like they gave the green alpha to Rand. Nope. That one's going straight to Lancer. Lancer's proven that he can already fly an alpha. Now, Rand might be able to, but again, I just think that they're like sidelining and benching Lancer when Lancer's like the star. It's like, shouldn't we have like our pro bowler out on the field? And they're like, nah, we'll just leave him over on the bench. What? As I always say about Robotech, friends, it's never easy and it's never simple, but by God, is it good. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time to go live with some Saturday morning React Tunes. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for us to say goodbye, and I figured this one out at the very end. Friends, where should we say goodbye from? Well, we are part of the group. We don't get as much screen time as I would like, but again, we are part of the group, and we have new assets in play here, new alphas, and friends, we have our own alpha with the little pocket secret compartment with our cyclone transformed and tucked away in. And the question I have for you, my friend, what color scheme is your alpha and your cyclone? Because friends, when you're in the post-apocalypse, you've got to dress the part and make it fancy. Let me know in the comments, friends. Until such time as we can continue this tale, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.